we've done 4 years, every year the kids who graduate our youth group leave. We have had not one student in 4 years. Have not one student stay in church after they graduated.
What's the reason?
I think it's because we failed to train them, to transition them well.
Let's talk about it. So, if I understand him correctly, they've had a youth group program for 4 years, and every year, those who graduate from this program leave the church. It might be time for y'all to end that program because you are doing the job that I'm supposed to be doing. You are driving these young people away from that religion. Now, I don't know what the course, what it entails, but I can imagine that if you're trying to train these children, you're only training them on the superficial indoctrination things, that you're training them on things like, since they're youth groups, and I used to I never liked the term youth pastor, so I would say I was the youth deacon. They used to get mad at me because I would talk to them about the historicity of the Bible, that they should study the history of it, that they should study who wrote it, how it came about, how does it match up to actual history. And many of the older ones would get upset with me because I would tell the children and teach them about how to use critical thinking. Most of them had grown up with the fear of hell and have grown up with the fear of having sex before marriage and not understanding what marriage is in the Bible, that the moment you have sex, you are married. That's the way it goes. That the only time you can have adultery is when you have sex with another person's married wife. That any other sex with another person is marriage. I would teach them how to think through the history and the genociding, not trying to make rational reasons for the genocide. I would show them how Pharaoh hardened, how God supposedly hardened Pharaoh's heart just so that he can do those plagues, but yet Kemet was not converted to Christianity. That was not his goal, which demonstrated he did not care about those people, that he only cared about the ones that were supposedly crying out to him, but yet as soon as they get into the desert, they build a golden calf. I would talk to them about how culture is what wrote the Bible. That is based on the culture of the time, based on the culture of the day. Now, if you're teaching the kids those types of things, I can understand why these children are walking away. But also I can understand that they are probably walking away because if you're only teaching them the indoctrinations, then now that they have more access to information, that once they go and access more information, they come to realize that there was more to the story, that you lost your ability of trust. You lost your trust to be someone who is teaching them from an authoritative position, because you're not teaching them the whole story. Then they go outside of what you're teaching and they gain the whole story. I love this new generation that is walking away from this religion. Do you know how hard it was to walk away from this religion going through the late 80s and 90s without the internet? Now, I'm glad that these kids have the internet. They have more information, that there's been more archaeology that has been found over the last 30 years than there was during the time frame that I was going through my transition. So bravo to these young people for walking away from this church, walking away from this program that they designed to indoctrinate you even further so that they can keep their numbers, because we all know that over the next 20 years, a large portion of our population are going to start ending their lives. That baby boom generation will start to become deceased, and it'll be those young ones who will have to fill your coffers. And I am thrilled that they are walking away. So for all of those millennials or generation, whatever it is before the millennials, bravo, bravo, because you understand that you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.